Brady under pressure, escapes the sack, launching one for the end zone. It's a jump ball, and it's incomplete. And Gronk was there. And time runs out.
This is the end of the game.
And for the Philadelphia Eagles, the long drought is over. Finally.
They do not jam Gronkowski off the ball, and he is going to get a shot.
All right, that's Collinsworth. You heard his in the middle of the call. So if you're an Eagle fan, maybe he was rooting for New England. And I just tell you, the crowd was good there. The crowd was good, so maybe I'm wrong on that. But Al was, that's a flat call. I mean, I'm sorry. There's nothing else to say. I mean, they just won their first championship, first ever Super Bowl, a big city like that. That's a flat call. Nothing else to say. You can't argue it. I played it for you. You got to have a little more drama than your voice than that. Al had a rough night. Al's done, the problem with Al is he's done so many games. It's almost like, I don't know, what could be special to Al? He's done everything known to man for 100 years. Olympics, baseball, basketball. He's done everything. He has done everything known to man as a broadcaster. He can't do anymore. He's one of the all-time greats. He's in the top. He's with Enberg, in my eyes. Gowdy. That's how good he is. He's in his early 70s. Is he going to get that worked up about the Patriots losing to the Philadelphia Eagles? I don't know. That's the impression I have right now. Here's Eric in Connecticut, and he's with us here on Mad Dog Unleashed. Eric, good afternoon. How are you today? What do you have for me?
Hey, Dougie. I'm great. So I've been listening to you for 22 years. This is my first time calling, and I'm a Patriots fan. I think you're going to get more Patriots fans than you think calling today because this loss wasn't like the Giants losses that we had where I couldn't sleep for a week after Super Bowl 42 and at least a couple of days after 46. Yesterday wasn't as bad for me just because the Eagles, they just made the plays. This wasn't luck. This wasn't officiating. This wasn't really anything that – and the offense was fantastic. And Brady, 500 yards, no punts.
Well, first off, the problem that you have if you're a Patriot fan, who's the GOAT? I mean, maybe Malcolm Butler, maybe? We don't know exactly what happened yet. We'll find out. We'll find out eventually, next day or two.
I mean, honestly, my goal right now would be Belichick because they seemed to make no adjustments on defense, and they got torched the entire game. Other than Stephon Gilmore, nobody on defense played well. And I thought there was a bad call that Belichick made in the first quarter, early second, when they were at 4th and 1 at the 8-yard line, and they kicked the field goal. Obviously, they screwed up the snap, but I thought they should have gone for that there.
I don't know if it was 4th and 1. I thought it may have been a little more than that.
No, it was 4th and 1.
First series of the game there when they kicked the field goal to tie the game up at 3-3?
It was 9-3 Eagles at the time, so they were trying to make it 9-6. I thought they should have.
Oh, yeah, that one. That's right. Yeah, I'd have to go look at that again, Eric. But overall, what you said there, I completely agree. I don't know if you're a Patriot fan. I don't know where your angst is in this game. You got a big call in the Pittsburgh game, which got you home field. You got a couple of calls in the Jacksonville game, so you have nothing to complain about in this game with the touchdowns not being overruled. The quarterback threw for 505 yards. You had a chance. They had the one, fumble which hurt. If he didn't fumble there, they would have come right down the field and probably scored. Malcolm Butler didn't play. We don't know exactly the reason. Something disciplinary. We know that, but we don't know what the extent of it was. What did he do that warranted him sitting? I know maybe you can see a quarter or a half. What did he do for the whole game? But I don't know. You want to moan and groan as Eric did, as Evan did this morning about Brady misfiring a few passes in the first half. Again, 33-32 New England, 5-6 minutes to go, 4th and 3. So if you're going to go there, that's what I'm going to give you. As simple as that. That's all you need to know. What I just told you right then, and didn't stop them. If they did, the game's over. So I mean, I don't know what is there that you can scream about. Belichick, the king of the adjustment. Belichick somehow didn't figure out a way to stop the Eagles in the second half. I mean, I guess you could say that. If that's what you want to deal with, maybe that's it. Carlisle in Virginia. He's got a chance. He's on Mad Dog Unleashed. Hello, Carlisle. How are you today, pal?
Doing well, Chris. Couple of things. I don't want to stay too long on this first one, but I've got a lot of Eagle fans in my family. I'm a Redskin fan, and look, don't stereotype them all and as bad behaved. I think every fan base has a few morons that probably make them look bad somewhere along the line. But from what I hear from most of my relatives, it was hugs and in love in the city last week.
All right, so I mean, I heard differently. I'd have to get a report, talk to policemen, but you tell me that the fan base last night in Philly was good.
That's what I've heard from
All right, that's fair. Number two.
Couple things. I think you were on this team. I didn't hear it as much this week, but I think me and you both discussed very early after Wentz's injury, maybe a week or two after, to kind of theme the sports gods, and I felt like that for the last few weeks, so I was not surprised that they won, to be honest. I said that was probably how they get their first championship. On Belichick, listen, I think if I'm a Patriot fan, you give up 41 points and you're the great Matt Patricia and Bill Belichick. I mean, they'd be who I'd be looking at. They didn't have one stop all game. Maybe the Giants dodged a bullet if Patricia told them no and went on to Detroit.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't know. I mean, now we're going to sit there and say that Belichick didn't do a good job defensively when he's a genius from a defensive standpoint. I mean, you want to tell me that he was out-coached play-calling-wise with Peterson? I guess you could say that if that's what you want. It's hard for me to do that with Belichick, but if you want to go knock him defensively, go ahead. What's number three?
You can't take anything away from his previous wins, but in this particular game, 41 points, and this is Nick Foles we're talking about. This wasn't even Carson Wentz. So, I mean, I think he's got to take a little. Maybe we got to stop.
Maybe we got to stop saying that this is Nick Foles. You know, me included. Maybe we got to stop on that.
That's true because he did it. Let's go back for a minute. Minnesota was as good a game as you could play, and then he turned around and backed it up last night. So I was actually a little worried that he played so well against Minnesota, he might not be as good, and he may have been better last night.
Yeah, yes. Under the circumstances, he probably was, and he did bring his team down the field. I mean, Foles, hey, you know what? I mean, if you would have told us this, we would have said overall that, if he was going to play like this, they probably had a hell of a chance to win. But the Philly defense, before we go sit there and knock the Patriot defense, which is fair, the Philly defense was beyond bad. They were horrendous. Oh, my God, they were bad. I mean, the Patriots marched up and down the field throughout this game. I mean, they were beyond horrendous. I tell you one play I hated with Belichick. How about that kickoff return at the end with a minute left? What are you doing there? Wasting 10 seconds. We continue.